Here we go. Another Monday. This is Kev. This is Black Men Being Brutally Honest. What's going on, everyone? Here we are again. This broadcast, I wanted to address the stereotypes, uh, dysfunction our way. I think it's important that we attack these things so we can, if we don't have any hope of saving what's currently um, going on, we can plant seeds for the next go round. At least I'm going to do that. You out there watching, you don't. All you can do is pretty much listen. If I say something that makes some sense, then you can have the option of saying, "Well, okay, it's cool with me." So, all right, beginning of these broadcasts, say as you walk in, go ahead and hit the like button. If it's your first time here, hit the subscribe button. Definitely. I do recorded, edited videos, and I also do live broadcasts Saturday, Sunday, and Monday uh, for the foreseeable future. So that's what it is. All right. So I don't know. It just seems like when I do broadcasts, asking you know people questions such as why do we embrace the worst of ourselves? Why do we accept the worst of ourselves? Uh, some of the conclusion that I come to is that it's a cover up. Cover up meaning that if you act like it's not that bad, then you will you will definitely react to a person that does think that it's that bad. So you can make the case that you're just trying to promote it, or you're just trying to, push this bad narrative about our people, thus making you all kinds of things. They have a list of terms for people who tell the truth to our people about our people, and we do understand that. This goes without being too preachy to anyone. I'm not here to tell you not to do this and not to do that. Um, just more so, I'm here to say that if you do this, this can result from it. Let's talk like this Brittany Renner making this video saying, just saying all this little, typical crap. I wasn't shocked. I'm not going to show it here. She said some shit. She was like, "Hey, you know what? I don't, basically, she didn't feel bad about what she did, and I mean, like that sets it up. I mean, that sets it up for them to be able to do anything they want to anyway. So, for us as a people, if we have information at our fingertips, let me see, 1 second. Hold on 1 second. Just wanted to see something real quick. Okay. Okay. So, yeah, like I was saying, if we have information at our fingertips, and we do stupid shit anyway, then that is going to be pretty much our fault anyway. It's, it's not even a question with me. If I know something is bad, I'm definitely not going to try it. Such as, I don't know, going in um, going inside of a thought raw. Shooting up the club, getting her pregnant. I don't know. I don't know what to say. I don't understand what you know. I don't understand what this world is becoming. I just understood that even though I was a child, even that world. I mean, looking at it through the eyes of a child and thinking back on it with my adult mind, things weren't as messed up as they are now. I would say, if you want to know the my honest opinion, I would say. So, we always get together and we talk about these things and we come up with our own little solutions for it. But is there a chance that we could ever fix any of that? What we call this dysfunction. Now, many would say this dysfunction is rooted from the absenteeism of fathers in the home, um, which could be true, but I think that the one way, I'm not suggesting how to solve this problem, except for a couple things. One of which is practice using protection and contraceptives, of course. And two, maybe just if you're not ready to take care of a little one, just don't do it. Just don't do things that'll lead to you becoming pregnant, or lead to you having to impregnate someone if you cannot be the parent that child needs. Thus, you could be creating a dysfunctional situation, because once that child, it a lot of these guys, not a whole lot of these guys, I would say a few of these guys, we suggest, um, we suggest that maybe you should try family if you're going to bring a child into this world. If you don't have a child, you don't have to try family. If you brought a child into this world and you didn't get married and now you got a baby mama situation, then hey, but it is what it is. This is what I would say. Like, most of us level-headed men had fathers in our lives. Not to say that there are exceptions to the rule, like some young men did okay being under their single mother, but for the most part, the prison population doesn't think so. But we're not gonna get into stats, okay? I must say that I must get more studied on stats before I can comment on them. And you know how we do, we move these goalposts all over the place. So to some of you, stats don't really matter, and some of you, because you welcome the dysfunction that most of you end up saying exists anyway, you ain't gonna accept the stats anyway. So let's talk about the perception of such. Valentino Icon, what's going on? Says if you can't be responsible, don't have kids. Yeah, that's common sense. People have to watch. Let me put these up. Yeah, if you can't be responsible, don't have kids. People have to watch their kids better. Yeah, yeah, exactly. People have to know where their kids are at all times, and also, since they are have kids do kind of, once they figure their way around things, they do have as much access to information as we do, depending on how we monitor things as parents. So, we got to watch that, and we got to keep in mind. I got one that's very young, so I keep that in mind as well. What she has access to, and what she is, what kind of material she's taking in, and what she's observing. Because a lot of this dysfunction comes from the fact that people don't do this. People don't really give a shit about what their kids are taking in. Uh, and I hate to be the guy. I mean, what was disturbing to me is when you're the only one in the area amongst supposedly sensible people with kids, um, and all of a sudden the you turn on the radio and WAP comes on and everybody acts like ain't nothing wrong with it. Well, just the music itself, the kids don't know what it's talking about, but like music video shit like that, that's a little bit too much. But anyway, when I was a kid, um, my my parents didn't allow that music to be played around it. I mean, if it was like hardcore, explicit, cuss word rap music, because they cared about what messages were introduced to their child. Granted, I got to the music anyway. I just had to be the kid that had enough sense not to act on that stuff and knew and know that for some of that stuff that they were talking about, that there was a consequence to it. I understood that I did not want to get shot at a very early age. I did not want to go to jail. I wanted to have something at least a little bit in my brain. All right. Barry Little, what's going on? That's pretty much it. I'm glad. I mean, for people who preach, I would say about the two parent home situation. Uh, Sorry, I know it's a little noisy. For people who preach about the two parent home situation, um, I'm just telling you guys that hate on that kind of thing is that I came from a two parent home situation, and I turned out pretty okay, I would say. I mean, this I'm sure that people who came from two parent homes or at least two parental influences. I mean, there are some people that had, they're from divorced families where the father and the mother had just as much influence on the child, joint custody type deals, and still could have a significant positive impact in the child's life. Well, I'm just talking about what I know. A lot of people, they get up here and they talk what they know. And what a lot of people know is dysfunction. People are attracted to dysfunction for some reason because I guess because it's entertaining. It's like the dysfunctional. I, it needs just little theories and whatever you want to call it. Uh, for us, I guess as a people, the dysfunctional stereotypes are like the loud redneck racist stereotypes to um, white people. What we do is when we see these overly exaggerated caricatures of negative caricatures of people who look like us, we get to deny it because there's no way that we can ever be have anything in common with that. That's why things are depicted in media a certain way, and certain things are um, reported a certain way. So to carry that kind of narrative, you know, but we have a tendency to hide behind it. I would say we hide behind that kind of thing to deny what's really going on, the true dysfunction that uh, we as a people seemingly embrace. How do we embrace it? Uh, HESSD LLC. What's going on? ADHD ain't no daddy home disease. Hmm. Whole defense, Pookie defense. I don't know. I got it. The little don't make the black come out of me. I don't know, I understand that there are people who are from different, parts of the country that tune into these programs. So I'll just explain what went on in my part of the country. The random black person that would act calm, be to themselves. And then as soon as he reacts to someone, messing with him or her, just say, there's females that are like this too. They step out of character and they react and have a horribly negative reaction. A lot of people would refer to that as the black coming out of that person. Understand this. No, no, these are usually they point out the people. These are usually the people who know how to articulate their speech pretty well, and don't participate in the BS. Like just being an all around just horrible guy. I would say, is kind of hard to pinpoint which behaviors belong to which archetype at times because that's just the way it is. That's how we fall into that dangerous trap of stereotypes. Um, I've known plenty of guys who have, I would say, and let's start matching up a little bit. Toya the tutor, what's going on, Toya? Salute, always good, always a pleasure. In my life, yeah, it's no secret. I've mentioned something about I've partaken in the herbals. Um, a few of my dealers would be they wouldn't always be guys who jeans sag to their knees and they always pulling it up even though they got a belt on. They don't ever like fasten their belt so they can hold up their pants. Wearing all these rings, wearing these big white tees, jewelry, chains, bandanas on their head and shit. Come on, you. And then every time they walk up to somebody like Toya, they be like, "Yo, mommy, what's up? Yeah, what's going on? That kind of thing." A few of my dealers were actually college guys. You know, regular working class citizens. Yeah, I'm not saying that just to be a narc or anything like that, but I'm just saying you can't always judge a book by its cover. Some guys can look poor one day and then just be trying to be look on their grind so they can have a lot later on in their lives, and we've seen that quite often. Yeah, yeah. I mean, but if the shoe fits, we can't let those kind get away either. If there is a guy that is um actually wearing his pants, you know, always showing his draws, like even wearing his jeans too skinny to pull up, uh, wife beater on, got a bandana on his head, hair braided up, got golds in his mouth, smell like cigarettes and Coke 45, then, it might be safe to, stick some qualities on that guy. I would say I wouldn't say that he just came from his office job. But these are the ones that we often try to cover for. The guy that wears the pleated pants and the button down shirt, we try to tear that guy down and make him the stereotype. Make that guy the stereotype. I see that very often. That's why people like, I will say, Alfonso Rivera is not accepted in the black community. And he's right. A lot of people is like, man, I don't need to for you, man. I don't care. I don't care who you married to. Yeah, you do. You do care who that man married to. But there's an important thing about Carlton, as people would say, is that he doesn't fit any of the negative stereotypes. There's no way to associate him with any kind of bigotry. You know, he doesn't have two baby mamas out somewhere. You know, he doesn't he has been constantly in and out of jail. You know, he's never been a mental case where he's flipped out on people and started beating people up. There's nothing you can stick on Alfonso Ribeiro like that. I mean, but you know, we understand what does happen to black men in Hollywood. They usually don't leave clean. Just think about it. They working Will down. They working Will Smith down. You know, every chance they get. So Alfonso Ribeiro, just being shifted into the. I mean, he's always in the spotlight. He's always doing something. He's a really proficient dancer. Um, but they're gonna try something on him. You know, they're gonna try something. So I'm always watching guys like, because you know, think about this. Think about guys like Columbus Short, and especially guys like Bill Cosby, uh, Isaiah Washington. For anyone who remembers what happened with that, but you know, we don't need to get into all that. Yeah, I just watch, you know, guys like that. Because they gonna take you down. They try. I bet they trying to find a way to take Carlton down right now. Everybody's worried about a TMZ video. As much shit goes on with our people, y'all worried about a TMZ video of Alfonso Ribeiro talking about he could fuck him some white girls. That's basically what it was. I remember I talked about this on another broadcast. I was like, I didn't know what was said on this video because everybody kept sharing that tweet. You know, this is what we point out as dysfunction. When you know, y'all say a bunch of people were saying that they didn't care who the man was married to, but they kept posting that video. So what if he fucking white girls? I mean, you know, a lot of black guys tend to do that. I mean, a lot of black women, they not only, you know, and you know, and none of the tit for tat bullshit, but still, we talking about dysfunction in our community. You know, I'm not going to pretend like there's not a female presence in the dysfunction because you know this whole thing, is supposed to be about pointing out the bullshit, so we can get past it and we can live with a bit more common sense. But like I said, they're gonna try to stick some on Carlton. They're gonna try to stick some on Alfonso Ribeiro. But you know the women like shoot. Not only do they sometimes like do they want to fuck white dudes, they fuck white dudes and they express their desires for it in front of many men who lash out at other men, which within itself is dysfunctional. So anyway, um, let me uh, let me share the screen real quick. Let me share the screen. Talk about a few things. Entertain ourselves. Thanks for tuning in to this program. As always. All right, just talk about a few screenshots. Yeah, I mean, all this stuff that I'm about to show y'all is dysfunctional in some kind of way, and it pertains to us. And let me put out a disclaimer: I'm not trying to drag us down as a people, you know. But seriously, go to the YouTube channel that has nothing but positive broadcasts and tell me how they're doing. That's a real reflection of who we are. I mean, not to say that these positive channels ain't been putting up an effort. You know, it also depends on effort and production value and whatever. Uh, but you know, I'm just saying, you know, the rhetoric. Let's think in terms of the rhetoric. Okay, so yeah, just put a few screenshots up here. Just go through them. Just talk about them for a second. So this one right here reads: Chicago newlyweds post $240 bill on two no-show wedding guests, spark online debate. Everything always is a spark. Spark the online debate, saying that they billed. So basically, they're saying that these newlyweds, people no showed, and they were left with a large bill, and they billed the people who they I guess RSVP'd. So I guess the debate is centers around: do you agree or disagree with the idea of sending wedding no shows who RSVP a bill? If you receive one, would you pay? The answer for me is no. No, I would not pay. Fuck them. What are you going to do? Report me to the credit bureau? Here's the thing: you do not take dumbass risk. If you spend a certain amount of money and you understand that it is not guaranteed to you, why the fuck are you blaming everybody else? It is your financial loss. Now, if you can make them legally liable, and you can find some law or some loophole in a law to where you can do this, then good luck. But, one thing that this couple would probably have to anticipate is that they're not going to get paid. I mean, I would have more so took the route that would have saved a bit of money. I would say, small ceremony and dinner at fucking Longhorn. I mean, shit. If you love each other, shit. Like this is just me. And I mean, I didn't have a kind of wedding. I mean, I had a ceremony, and we had a big old dinner select whatever. Um, I mean, these kinds of things are risk. You don't make people accountable for your dumbass mistakes. I mean, but I guess they're taking a page out of the corporation book. But still, like I said, good luck with this venture right here. It's not right. You should not tell someone that you're coming to an event and then you don't show up, because yeah, that is very costly. Is uh, is only considerate. But we'll see if they. I guess they'll see if they can get any kind of far with that. Yeah, yeah. Just just make smarter. This I guess this is the one of the situations where you're just gonna have to make some smarter decisions. I would, like I said, we had something very small, very controlled. It was just like one ticket, uh, and everybody showed up. Everybody showed up. So that's how we did things. But this couple right here did things pretty stupid. Now, hopefully, I mean, no, not hopefully, but some of you may disagree with my viewpoint. They should be, they should be able to make these people pay. No, the fuck they shouldn't. Ain't no goddamn way. This is unrealistically stupid on their part. So hey, whatever. I don't feel sorry for their asses. Yeah, what do y'all think? I was gonna cape for the married couple. I mean, yeah, black love. Yeah, black love can cost. Yeah, I was gonna get to that one in a little bit. I mean, this is the kind of shit y'all taking into y'all lives right now. I mean, I'll show that periodically throughout the broadcast, but yeah. Oh, how did that get in there? Yeah, that. I get it. Uh, I'm not going to talk about this meme right here in the way that you think that I'm going to talk about this meme, even though both images are pretty messed up. I mean, I mean, by all means, if you believe that this is the way you should carry on, I mean, like I'm sure that the pictures weren't made for the intended caption, even though this does have a very true reflection on how we act. And I've said this before, you know, we act certain way on Sunday, like we're the best people on the planet, and then Monday through Saturday, um, just just away from all that, like away from all of that. So yeah, really, that shit goes out the window as soon as they leave church and go to the restaurant. I can't tell you how many times I've been to a restaurant with church folk, and then they treat this server like slaves. They have attitudes, and I'm like, damn, y'all just got out of church. The hell is going on? Like, why do we get crazy? I always notice that, like how crazy we would get on Sunday after we get out of church. Like, we for some reason we cleared up all our sins for the week, and um, we got a fresh batch, so we just go start off crazy. Yeah, I mean, and this is why you got a lot of us getting away from the values that kind of kept us a little controlled when I was growing up. I mean, but uh, you know, we just got to rely on common sense to survive in reality. Whatever you want, some of you want that to be, um, but I don't know. If this guy up in the top picture, uh, this guy's probably gonna get me too sooner or later. So he better go ahead and get ready. Life isn't fair. We all got the same mama, but different daddies. Like I said, this is one thing. I think it would start helping if this narrative went two ways, because let's face it, it ain't all like, even though let's say the female has more perks in a situation like this, um, but yeah, a guy did it as well. So I said this early in this broadcast. If you decide to have sex and you are not ready for a child, you need to practice every way to not have that child, or else something like this could happen. I knew I didn't want to be a baby daddy, because if I was not able to be there for, I mean, like a baby, like I'm a father, but not a baby daddy in the sense that I live away from the child, or live away from the mama. Uh, yeah, y'all know what I mean. You have to be very specific with some of us who watch these programs. Um, but I will go ahead and say that it is a fair thing to say that it is not all the female's fault. Maybe 90% of it, because they're the gatekeepers of sex. Yes, you have to be inviting, enticing some kind of way, and it's that things like this just happen. But can't shirk all the responsibility on the guy, just like we can't shirk all the responsibility on the woman. I'll just say that if you want to avoid all the dysfunction and the kid not having any guidance, and having to rely on mentors and coaches, and people like that, which by the way, a lot of men who grew up in situations like that, and females too, they say that shit does not work. I mean, if you're lucky, if you're lucky, you're able to attain it. I mean, there has to be some balance, and there has to be some counterbalance. If you have no kids, especially if you're a young man, a young black man that is making some money, live your life, bro. Live your life, because the system does favor them. It does, and I'll go ahead and be the first one to admit that with the current amount of information that we do have at our fingertips, it would be stupid to get and impregnate a female without being in a family situation. If that wasn't the intention. So bust inside these, O's all you want. Shoot, I mean, the system ain't gonna let you pump and dump. Then, I mean, you're gonna pump and then like be getting them papers and them wage garnishments and shit. So, I mean, just be smart. Be a smart person. Learn how to get to the dough. And if you want a family, then be in that situation. Don't do anything that's unfair to the kid because it's it contributes to dysfunction. And if you were in a situation that had a balance and a counterbalance for the child, then then it would be better. It would be better. But a lot of y'all don't believe in that. A lot of y'all just want to make kids, have sex with a woman. She got a big booty. Oh, she got a big booty. And then a lot of y'all women know what y'all doing. Y'all know what you're doing. I mean, getting an 18-year plan, calling a dude dusty and sorry, and that's the funniest thing ever. You calling your dudes dusty and sorry because you getting child support, but that just means you fucked the dusty and sorry dude. So I mean, that's dysfunction. Is what they say that we're stereotyping. We're stereotyping you, but the thing is, every time they talk about dysfunction in the black community, it's always the father ain't in the home, the father's not in the home, the father's not in the home. So you know what? Hey, it's got to be people out here in these social media streets that has to make both accountable. I would say both accountable. Yeah, I should have put that meme up. Yeah, I had put a meme in the community tab a couple weeks ago, and it said that. So it said something to the effect of, so y'all can say that the reason for the fall of the black community is fathers not being in the home, but I can't say that it's single mother homes, which is literally the same thing. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. It's like if the father ain't there, it's a single mom home. How can it be different? If you're saying that what contributes to the dysfunction and the downfall of the quote unquote community, you have to accept those two things. Yeah, you can't pull in one without the other. You try to make it possible just to pacify folks, and and you're not being fair to people when you pacify them. You're not. If you care about someone, you will tell them the truth. If you love someone, you tell them the truth. So if you out here trying to pacify your people and you try to base it on something as superficial as skin color, which is fake, then you don't really care. You like the dysfunction. You like the discord. You're just saying what it is. If we put this stuff on the front street, if we call this shit out, instead of calling out the stereotypes that are presented by other groups to us, by the way, because yeah, this is the only time that we act like we have shame. This is the only time we act like we have shame when we consider how other groups look at us. I don't give a fuck about other groups. I give a fuck. I give a fuck about us. See what else crazy shit I put up in here. Uh, yeah. Don't ever go out like this, please. Monique posted this on social media. I just happened to have a picture. I was looking through my phone. I'm like, what? Like, let me see if I can, get some material. Try to get a little content for the broadcast itself. This is a goddamn shame. Please, ladies, a grown man or a grown woman can tell you at any point in time, dude, this is not acceptable. You cannot say this is a stereotype. when you do this. I've been seeing more and more of this as I ride around each day, going to certain places. I've been seeing a lot of bonnets. I was like, wow, y'all hair be fucked up like that for real? It's getting to the point where I'm desensitized to it because I don't know if I would have noticed it like that if Monique hadn't said anything. But at the same time, it's like once you start paying attention, there's a certain behavior that is connected with these people. And then like even with this image right here, the bonnet ain't even really the worst thing that's going on. Some people just have no dignity, no pride. And for the most part, I would say that we know that women can get themselves together better than this, even if they are this size. The problem with things like that is whenever these things are mentioned, they are treated as a stereotype. They are treated as just because this picture exists, that somebody took this picture, that somehow that's presenting some kind of self-hate for your people. And somehow that's a prompt to go find some positive image to put up immediately just to cover up the fact that this happened. They're cautionary tales. They should be. We have no problem putting, anybody else up. Shit, propping everybody else up to be the face of whatever. We need to call this kind of shit out too. It's not a stereotype. The shit actually happens. Oh yeah, yeah. I wanted to talk about this one right here. I mean, niggas be mad because there are channels. Ooh, wait a minute. Sorry. Nope. Niggas be mad because there are channels that talk about basically the dysfunction and to try to get us beautiful people back on track as far as who we are, what we have to offer as far as our take. I'm just trying to see if I can. Let me see. Sorry. On our take of how we feel of what's going on because our input matters as well. And let me go ahead and like read this. And I call him a Morse YouTube simp. I am not going to show him you. I'm not going to show you his name, his avatar. All I'm saying is he plays the little moderator game. And I don't know. I'll try to read it. I'll try to get through it without laughing too hard because this how these dudes do. They get on their cell phone. They get on their little computers and because you say the word manosphere in a positive light, they come at you like this. So why would I like? And this dude's trying to establish that I'm on some alphabet shit, but this motherfucker's imagination is so vivid. Why wouldn't anyone not see this as anything less uh, than sus? Okay, so let me read. So it says moist YouTube simp because this is moist. This is fucking moist. Grown men don't say this to each other. Period. I don't give a fuck who you are. I don't give a fuck what kind of shit. I mean, you could have wrestled a fucking lion and then took a shower and then came up to these YouTube streets and then said some shit like this. It will still be fucking inappropriate for anybody who's trying to establish themselves as any kind of masculine. And I mean, okay, if it's, I do apologize if you're watching this on your cell phone and this writing is too small. I can't make it any bigger, but I'll read it. He said, I mean, and this is we had already been into it in the chat because I mean, like damn, it's like when people be on the fuck the space type shit, it's like why is it that we react this way when somebody like me comes in and starts to push back? I mean, and even in this argument, okay, you see KS, he mentioned YouTube Daddy KS. I did not mention KS once. You know who KS is. I didn't mention him. I was focused on this guy. When I'm in a back and forth with someone, I focus on that person. They sitting up here bringing up other people like shields, like I'm supposed to fucking care. But let me read it. He'd be like, okay, here's what he said. He said, I be on my own. That looks like a peanut shell, so I'm just gonna read it like that. I be on my own peanut shell while you be busy slurping and gulping up on your sassy YouTube daddy. That rhymed. Like, what kind of let me read it. Sissy, sassy, YouTube daddy, KS, every day and every night. Wipe that white residue off your face, clown. At black men being brutally honest. Laugh emoji, laugh emoji, laugh emoji, laugh emoji. For real, nigga? You call this kind of dude call himself a real nigga. I'm serious. I'm serious as a fucking heart attack. I mean, I'm not gonna give this. I could tell you who this is. I'm not gonna give this guy any light. But see, I showed my name, so that's enough. I'm not going to be, like a messy biatch like this guy was. But I just want this the kind of dude that says he's masculine, calls me alphabet, say I involve myself in alphabet activity, and he comes up with this. This is a guy, this is a black guy. Imagination vivid as fuck. How did he come up with this? I mean, if he did any kind of jail time, he probably had to come to terms with the fact that if he was going to get through certain days, he had to do what he had to do. But I ain't got nothing to do with that shit. Like, honestly, these guys sitting up here coming at us like this, like I'm not looking for a boyfriend. I'm not. I'm sorry. I'm hetero. Never been that way in my life. But obviously, somebody who says this kind of thing is. So sorry, guy. I'm hetero. Now, for the reason that he did it, I would say the reason why he would say something like this, if he feels like that, uh, you know, if there's going to be a hate train for the space, he wants to make sure that he's clear of any involvement. Like I said, the kind of the Peter doing what he did to Jesus when Jesus got taken in. I'm just going, nah, man, I ain't with them guys. No, you with them motherfuckers. Nah, man, I ain't with them guys. That kind of dude. They kind of do, real with conditions. The conditions that I don't get fucked over too. And that's pretty cowardly. But the point the point is saying something to me like this, if you're trying to establish that I'm alphabet, why are you trying to put pictures in people's heads like this? Talking to another grown black man like that. Because we enjoy that dysfunction. I mean, like how many people in that chat that time, they know that, I'm kind of pro space. I'm pro black manosphere. How many people in that space told this guy right here, man, dude, that shit gay as fuck, man. Yeah. How many people in that chat told him that? None of them. Because they want to join that train. Okay, whatever. These guys are cowards, moist ass cowards. And I ain't with that shit. So I just want to understand. I want y'all to understand. Hey, if someone mod wrenches, there's some of y'all with mod wrenches, you got to understand. If someone comes in this chat talking like this, you time that fucker out. I ain't got time for that. This is a hetero space. All the insecure, moist feelings is not welcome here. Anyway, this little thing has been on my screen too long. Anyway, yeah, we already talked about that. No, we ain't talk about it from this angle. Man, this meme is like 5-6 years old. When a girl asks, when a girl with 3 kids says, "You got to work for that," say, I'm saying, like, right now at this point, there's, and I hate to use this word because I think it's such a joke. to use sometimes. Man, when you have so much game out here that you can access at the tip of your finger, dog, you shouldn't even get no situation like that. But if you just want to poke and get out of there, you just make it understand that, hey girl, no, I ain't gotta, you ain't gotta establish some back. You know how them niggas be talking. So I mean, but yeah, there is game out there, that's at your fingertips, that that you can reference to as to what to do when you run into a situation like this. And one of the suggestions that I will make to you is just to not be a fucking fool. But they'll be, because you're only getting yourself into a dysfunctional situation. If you're a younger guy, if you're a younger guy, you're unmarried or such, this is a dysfunctional situation. And there's an argument that some of the younger, more millennial guys have been saying, that we've been telling them that to marry single mothers. And they are super angry with us because they feel as if that's the message that we are trying to send them. The answer is no, we are not trying to send that message. I would never tell anyone to throw their lives away, ever. I will never do that. I will never tell them that. So you ain't got to do shit like that. You ain't got to work for that pussy, man. Shit. If she try to make you, just move on. It ain't got to be her. It be somebody else real quick. I mean, shit. But the older, the Gen X guys that are in the space, this Gen X guy right here is telling you that I'm not telling you to. You have to do some fuck shit like that. You don't. You don't. I just thought this picture was super funny. I just put I ain't not dick policing. I mean, if you happy with this shit, which is, I mean, see, like she's sick. You can clearly see that she's sick because she's got this tube right here. This tube. I don't know. Now I'm kind of feeling like a jerk, but still, like this dude right here. I don't know what. Maybe he put this up as a prank. If this is really his old lady, my bad. But bruh, for real, how did it end up on social media? I mean, this is why th- shit like this is why they say that this is that niggas, something wrong with niggas. I'll say it just like that. Something wrong with niggas. This is definitely dysfunctional right here. This dude is here for a purpose. This dude is here for a purpose. Maybe he's trying to get a PlayStation 5 or whatever. My suggestion is never to use someone to for that means. Just you can get a job. I mean, you can get any job, work for a month, and get whatever you may seek. You don't have to put yourself through this, bro. This is funny as shit. This is seriously. I don't know. Maybe this is like let me put even another spin on it. Maybe he's like a hospice nurse, and he can't, or a caretaker of this person right here. Maybe he knew her from childhood. Maybe it's his adopted sister or something like that. I mean, what do y'all think in the chat? Do you give this brother a chance or no? Do you? Do you? So here's the thing. Maybe one of you, maybe I don't know, random or whatever, think that what does this have to do with the topic? The fact of the matter is, this is a dick policing talking point that a lot of us in the blackety pro wackety blackety black sector have a tendency to bring up that brothers, why is it that brothers only date the overweight ones when they date these pale princesses, as they say, which is a stereotype and definitely not true, because I seen brothers, yeah, they be with all sizes of them, just like they be with all sizes of black women. Shit. I mean, to each his own. It's just I wouldn't do this shit. I wouldn't. Nah, it's a. I mean, I mean, you call it mean if you want to. I'm not. No. Mm-mm. Fuck all that. Yeah. Now I'm gonna read this, but do not take this at face value. Don't do it. Because I'm just gonna read it like this. It says me. Yeah, I've never been locked up or sold drugs. I work 9 to 5 and go to church every Sunday. Women, you know, it's got her like I guess laughing. I guess supposed to be laughing at him or whatever. Whatever this picture was taken for. Whatever reason. I'll say this much. This is usually has kind of an incel feel, I would say. Usually guy who posts these kinds of things repeatedly have no real kind of luck with the females, I would say. I mean, they can say what they want, but at the end of the day, guys who post these kinds of things constantly look at their results, and I mean, this does present some dysfunction because this shit does really happen very often. Like, how do you end up with a kid with no daddy around? I mean, I'm a classic thinker like that. I was taught that you were never supposed to be like that, or go after guys who were compromised of questionable character, or just shit that contributes to dysfunctional behavior, or a lot of where the females see it, they see it as um, I don't fuck. I don't know. I'm not inside their fucking brains, but they would tell you that it's not like that. It's not true. It's not all. I would say it's not all. Not all women. They're looking for good men. They're looking for men that watch anime cartoons and play their video games. That's what they're looking for. They weren't looking for that smooth talking Pookie. They come up to them like, mommy, what's going on? You so I just I just wanna chill. I want to Netflix and chill. You know. My suggestion to the guys that do this is like this has a real message of entitlement in it. It's like just because you have never been locked up, you've never sold drugs, you work 9 to 5, and you go to church every Sunday does not entitle you to a woman snatch. And he's not even entitled, like not even asking for that. He could just be asking for a woman's heart, or just, let's say it's just as basic as him telling her who he is, or who he is. But the underlying thing is this meme was supposed to send the message that women don't want, black women in particular do not want good men. They want the smooth criminal. They want the guy that snatches purses from old ladies. They want the guy that breaks into cars and steal car stereos. Remember that used to be a thing back in the day. Even if you locked your car, go over chill with a chick. Next day you come out, the radio be gone out your car. I mean, sometimes they went as far as like stealing your rims, depending on who you was and how them rims was shiny. I mean, like everything wasn't a menace to society uh, scene, but I'm just saying those kinds of guys don't have to do anything with the way they look or the way they treat the woman for those 3 days. When she decides to procreate. Wow. But just like this, like getting back to the incel part. I mean, I know, incel is a term that's been taken out of context, been used in different contexts, not used in its real context, the involuntarily celibate complex context. It was originally an incel was someone who, yeah, this is pretty dysfunctional. If you're an incel, yeah, is a guy who is always basically second guessing himself as to why he's involuntarily celibate. Saying that, is because, she doesn't like me because I've never been locked up and I work a 9 to 5 and I go to church every Sunday. No, she likes them bad boys. You're not supposed to always use that as a go to as an excuse. Though, yeah, 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 there's some pretty dysfunctional ones out there that get themselves into dumbass situations. We talk about that all the time. I just don't want brothers to get in dumbass situations. Because it's like, if I'm going to come up here and we're going to start talking about these things that you uh you guys, my beautiful people, keep asking for. You keep asking for solutions. You keep asking for leadership. You keep asking for these things. Then we got to work certain things out. Period. I don't care who's watching. Period. I don't care what ethnicity they are. I just want to make it clear to them is that if you are melanated, we got some things that we got to work out. We should not be promoting shameful behaviors to our children. We as adults, we do whatever we want. That's the understanding I got growing up. Whatever choices we make as adults, hey, you know what? That's pretty much on us, and we need to be accountable for those choices, male or female. You know, yeah. Just like I said, how did I get there? How did I get there? Yeah, yeah, that's a mode of dysfunction. uh, let me just keep this up here for a second. I just think this shit is funny. Y'all read shit like this? This hoe got roaches in her crib. I text this to one of my homies. He was like, he's still hit though. I was like, shit. I was like, what if he's scared? What if he's scared of roaches? What if it makes the skin crawl? What if he starts sweating and then he look down? It's not a bleed of sweat. It's a creepy crawling one. I mean, there's so many questions, so many. But here's the thing. One of the points that I wanted to make real quick. Hold on one second. We in the space, we have been accused of making money off of the dysfunctional behavior of the community. Race, doing things like race grifting and, you know, uh, misery, trauma bonding type deals, going to get the weakest of us, and fucking with their heads and making them believe certain things about females in particular, you know, basically contributing to the dysfunction by, making money off of the dysfunction. And that's what the space is often accused of, which is BS, by the way, because, I always say to those people, if there is someone that is doing these horrible things that you speak of, then point them out. And there are some people that are pretty good with calling these things out. I'm saying good. There are people who swear up and down they call stuff out, and it's they ain't calling shit out. They're just trying to be petty and stupid and all kinds of other things. Sensible people know the difference. Sensible people, we know the difference. Hmm. So I mean, don't get caught up. Don't get don't let the pressure get to you. So, do you think that there are people that make money off of the dysfunction of our people? Is it or is it the money itself that the reason that you're mad at these folks? Because it's that too. Because we have a certain level of dysfunction that we have within ourselves, and it's called hate. We just be hating on motherfuckers because they making a little money. I mean, I'm more worried about my money than I'm worried about someone else's money. I mean, seriously. If I mean, I don't as much as I would say about, and I mean, I know y'all have never heard me talk about televangel televi- t- t- television evangelists, televangelical, whatever this shit is. Mega preachers, church mega preachers. I used to talk about it a lot in the past. As much wrong as I think that is, to own a big house, to own a private jet with an airstrip, and while your church patrons are taking the bus, as wrong as I think that is, hey, I can't knock their hustle. If people are willing to do that, then let them. Fuck that. Fuck all that. You can't stop people from using money the way they want to use it for. That's why whatever financial contributions you give anybody around here, the only ones that I would really worry about, the only ones that really directly affect me, is the financial contributions that I get. So, in that being said, the super chat is active, and the Cash App, of course, is active itself. You can throw a little something in there, or you can just sit back and watch. But those two things are open right there. So just to keep that in mind. But yeah, I came up here. Yeah, this is a silly image right here. Let me stop. Oh yeah, we already discussed that. Uh, I came to this platform because I did care about. I didn't want to just call out the dysfunction, or anything like that. I wanted to talk to different, get different input. There's a way to reach out to people, without directly talking to them like it's such in panels and stuff. You can talk to them through the comments on your video. You can talk to them in these chats. Mm. Yeah, just like I'm about to talk to a few of y'all right now. Yeah, this y'all keep this chat active. I'll tell you that much. I appreciate that. I know I say I appreciate y'all a lot. All right. See, Venom G54 is back in the building. Says, met a single mother home health 8 years ago. She was arguing that she was not lazy for wearing braids for months and barely doing her daughter's hair every other week. She bragged about sleeping. How do you brag about sleeping? Man, I mean, you you can pretty much say I slept so good last night. God damn, you can say stuff like that, but I mean, bragging about sleeping as if like, okay, I can sleep more than other people because of who I am. Yeah, that shit's pretty shitty. Let's see. All right, why Skinner Man Cave? What's going on? I'm listening. Village Arsonist TV. Tyron, he says Tyron Woodley is banned from the black race. Yeah, I heard about that. I heard about that. In fact, me and Donnie were talking about that earlier today. Said Tyron Woodley, he lost the fight, split decision. Tyron Woodley trying to beg Jake Paul for a rematch. Jake Paul tried to get out of it, but Jake Paul, being the immature little guy that he is, well, he's a boxer. You might as well go ahead and call Jake Paul a legitimate boxer at this point. Everybody wants to say YouTuber. Yeah, you can go ahead and call him that. I mean, I'm not saying that I'm a Jake Paul fanboy or anything like that. I personally want to see the fucker get knocked out, but Tyron Woodley did not get the job done, and that's that. But Tyron Woodley sitting up here begging this man for a rematch. I mean, why? Let's run that back, bro. Let's run that back. It's like a person that lost a video game. I mean, it's like, dude, it's not a video game. It's an actual fight. You had all this time to prepare, and you didn't beat the guy. So Jake Paul, being the little immature guy that he is, says that if you get a tattoo to say "I love Jake Paul," then we can fight. Then we can fight again. And then this motherfucker actually said, that, "Yeah, I get tattoo. I get tattoo. It's on." Like what? What? Huh? you now? I didn't see it. This is the way Donnie told it to me. But I'm like, huh? Are you serious? This dude actually did this shit? I mean, shit. You speak up for the black man. You speak up for the black man. And then, Negroes do shit like that. Come on now, bruh. All right, thanks for the super chat. Skinner Man K says shout out to BMBBH. Absalom Bianchi TV. Adam Williams. Willie is one of the best. Respect his name. I mean, one of the best MMA fighters. Yeah, I'll agree with that. Yeah, in his prime, he was a beast until he ran across Kamaru Usman. Yeah, until he ran across Kamaru Usman. But, I respect Tyron Woodley, like, for real. But boxing is different. Boxing is different from MMA. And guess what? You don't go out like that. Period. You hold on to some of your dignity. The fight seemed to be rigged. The fight seemed rigged because Woodley usually jumps on his opponent when he had him rocked, but let Paul recover. I don't know, could be some boxing shit, but I had a feeling that somehow, some kind of way, that Jake Paul was going to pull that off because Jake Paul is an asshole. Jake Paul is an asshole. Jake Paul pisses people off. People want to see Jake Paul get knocked out. So the more he wins, the more people want to see him get knocked out. So his next fight is going to be a draw. And the next fight after that is going to be a draw. Until they decide, hey, you know what? The Jake Paul hype train is over. This kid has made his money. And then somebody go in there and knock him out. But I knew Willie wasn't going to beat him. But, hold on to your dignity, brother, at least. Hold on to your dignity. During his time, he ran into Usman. He started doing a 3-year divorce where he lost custody of his kids, lost his house, lost money, had to pay alimony and child support, plus lawyer fees. Yeah, the mental health of man can be compromised. You think they're lions because they're MMA fighters, but then, and I say this about myself too, we don't take into consideration how things can take toll on, take its toll on grown men, and we should approach these things in a more sincere manner. So, okay, he's saying the time he ran into Usman, he was going through all of that. Yeah, it can mentally stress you. It could take you off of your game. Yeah, I know Woodley fell off. Yeah, he fell off bad, but I guess this. Yeah, he did fall off pretty bad. I was aware of that, but still, I'm not gonna get no tattoo. I love my opponent. Cause see, here's the thing. What if he go out there and lose again? What if he go out there and lose again? It's gonna be worse than before. He's gonna contribute to his own dysfunction. He should have took that money, let it ride, invested, started a business or something like that, and just I mean, I would have said that. Start a business. I know he has to pay, his ex-wife, which is fucked up. Venom G54. As a martial artist myself, I believe it with a name like Venom G54. Um, I don't know. He should have easily been able to limit his skills and just throw hands with more effective results. Let me tell y'all something. Let me compare him to another MMA fighter that went in the boxing ring. Anderson Silva. Anderson Silva boxed Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. I think it was it Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. Let me look it up real quick. I want to make sure I'm not getting name mixed up. Anderson Silva boxing match. Yeah. Yeah, Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. and Anderson Silva. Uh, it's a eh, let's see. I think Anderson Silva won that boxing match. Yeah, yeah, he beat Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. via split decision. So yeah, that's the one example of an MMA fighter that was able to transition to boxing and have some success. Anderson the Spider Silva, and Anderson Silva really he's a striker. Like he's one of the best strikers ever. And like while he was down when he got injured by Chris Weidman, he uh he was able to he worked on his boxing. He worked on his stand up game, so he was able to go in there. So there's really not any excuse for Woodley for real. I mean, he just had to put some of that striking in there. So, I mean, this guy he's nearly 40 years old. He's probably on his last leg anyway. I mean, he probably just need to just ride into the sunset. But yeah, I guess it is a big difference between traditional martial arts and MMA. Yeah, but back to the subject matter at hand: dysfunction. Mm. Dysfunction. Why do we love dysfunction so much as a people? I think I explained this earlier. Snacking on these chips again. I had some of those chips left I was snacking on last night, so y'all gonna have to kind of put up with that. I was saying earlier, I myself, I am not trying to say that black people are bad. I am not trying to say that. I'm also not trying to say that black people are just dysfunctional and we just fuck up everything. But Western melanated culture needs a thorough examination. Yes, I'm enjoying these chips hybrid. Let me put them down. It needs a thorough examination. Because when you have people attacking other people because they are calling out the dysfunction instead of being dysfunctional, that is a very big problem. That is a huge conundrum. You cannot get mad at people. You cannot get mad at people for calling out dysfunction. I will say that's one of the things you cannot do. Because number one, they're using just words. Number two, if they're okay, I get this, and this is why people were mad at Bill Cosby. If I were in a room full of black people and I was talking about black dysfunction, what is the problem? If I was in a room and it was mostly white and I was talking about black dysfunction, then it makes sense for me to say, hey, you know what? Maybe this ain't the appropriate place to talk about this. Excuse me. But depend on, your judgment and your discernment. What if I was just spitting 100% straight facts? Would it matter who I said it in front of? Would it matter? See, our people, I'm just going to use the general term black people. We don't like to talk about the dysfunction, even with our own people. We don't. Problem is, he aired out our dirty laundry. A line in the winter says, "What's going on?" He aired out our dirty laundry. Our dirty laundry was already aired out. I mean, Sue, with or without Bill Cosby in the present day, we don't mind to airing out much dirty laundry ever. You know, did it change us as a people when Bill Cosby said all those things? Did it make the people he said that to look at us any better or any worse? Who cares? Who cares? Why aren't we doing anything about it? Why are we not? If he was lying, why are we not making a lie out of him? Why are we not like why are we not making a lie out of Bill Cosby if we're so mad at him for what he said? Because we want him to highlight the good ones. Well, we need to highlight the good ones. Why are we charging Bill Cosby with that? I mean, and what's funny to me is y'all would rather go to the Democrats and complain to say these same fucking things, and then they write a crime bill, than for a black man to say something about it. Come on now, that ain't shit. What's up, one G's? Yeah, we're going to talk about the dysfunction to politicians that have make all the excuses in the world to be even more racist than what they already are. But we're worried about what one black man has to say. If it pisses off, it pisses off. But it's not a reason to bury the man. So fuck all that. We talk about these things all the time. Are you going to get mad at us because there may be a Caucasian person that's listening in? You're going to get mad at me and say that I brought this heavy dysfunction to the black community because I said pound cake. Hey, they already like for the people y'all that people's for the people who keep saying that you know they look at us a certain way because of that. Like, do you want the alternative? Remember how they used to look at us back in 1920, back in 1910, back in 1850. Like, hey, I would take being able to communicate with my people about the dysfunction and actually doing something about it. Whether one or two of them are watching or not, I don't give a shit. What do you think they're gonna do? I mean, history has told us that movements have been infiltrated, but we're not a. It ain't like that. Come on now. Shoot, we should, but black people, like all I'm saying, if anybody, black people, if anyone should be able to discuss our dysfunction, should be able to discuss our behavior. We should be able to discuss this. We should be able to break it down, left, right, up, down, all the way around the world, and we should be able to come up with solutions to solve the damn thing. We should be able to care about all of that. We shouldn't care. We shouldn't care about what was said. Like, see it like what he said. They look at us that way because we put our dysfunction before the world and call it entertainment. And let me tell you something. That's a co-opted effort by people who look like us, but not exactly on our side. You got to understand that we can be as proud of these people as we want. Like, yeah, they put our dysfunction up there, but there are some of us that willingly go do it. Okay, what we do is we get mad at the guys. Like, when we're tricked into this, you may not directly think you're doing this. We get mad at the guys that call the behavior out. We get mad at the guys. We don't get mad enough at the behavior itself. So if you're mad at the behavior, and when someone calls the behavior or not, what are you worried about the world for? Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Asian people probably look at Asian people like they are the best thing smoking, and they should. White people probably look at white people like they're the best thing smoking, and they should. Um, Even some tribes in Africa that look like us, they think they're the best. Non-ADOS, they think they're the best thing smoking. If we don't think that we're the best thing smoking, then why the fuck do we think? Why the fuck do we care about what everybody else thinks? If we don't think it, why the fuck we care what anybody else think? I just said the other night, if you're not first place with you, then why even, you know, why even think about? Okay, and then he said that's what I'm saying. So I guess it's somewhere we agree. Somewhere we agree. But let me put you like this. Let me put you like this. Since we're here, since we are here, right now, we can all agree that we are tired of the dysfunction. That's all I'm saying. We're tired of the dysfunction. If we got to call a certain people out, we got to not like certain people. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It involves people, certain things that we're going to call certain things out. We are going to have to do something that we're not used to doing. We're going to have to put our feelings to the side. Is we can't think of it as in terms of if it hurts my feelings, we have to ignore it. Nope. Many of us have done that, and where did it get us? It got us to the necessity to form blackmail spaces just to be able to set the record straight and tell our side of things. So anyway, I have a cash app. See who gave me this cash app? Oh no, that's not a cash app. That is actually cash app support. Shit, I thought somebody hooked me up. I saw the symbol in my phone. I was like, oh, I got a cash app. Damn. It's all good. Uh, all right. The stereotypes. All right. Well, what is your favorite stereotype? I know that's a fucked up question. Yeah, I know that's a fucked up question. What is your favorite stereotype? The Pookie, the Bonquisha, the quote unquote educated lame, the bitter broad. Let's read some of these comments. Mister said, "What solutions do Black people need that have not already been thought of by the NOI? We don't need solutions. We just need to act upon these solutions." Yeah, yeah, I agree. I agree. Let's talk more action. I mean, you can't people can't get mad at people coming on YouTube and having a broadcast. I mean, shit, that just means that there's some people that got some time on their hands to do this kind of thing. But you know, I agree. We just need to act upon these solutions. The problem is a lot of people are afraid to. Load scalper, what's going on? Black women don't want to be wives. There are no solutions. We can't build a community with no wife. Whew. Yeah. Well, yeah. If you want to keep it within I would say the race, so to speak, um, they don't want to be wives. Okay. If you want to keep it within the race, yeah, the concept of the community isn't uh some deep shit. Some deep shit. Yeah. So let me see how many likes I got. See if there's any dislikes. Um, how I get about them dislikes. But let's see. Uh, okay. I got 52 likes. 28 watching, 52 likes. Wow, that is a great ratio. Thank you, thank you, thank you to all. You know, no dislikes yet, so I can't play my little sound bites or anything like that. Uh, yeah, Raven Knight, what's going on? Yeah, what's going on? Yeah, I come here with good intentions. I don't come here just regardless of what you say about any space or anything. I come here with good intentions. I do. I come in here with good intentions for my people. I don't come here with malicious intent. I don't swim in the dysfunction. I even say this. It used to just kind of make me cringe every time I would see a reality show on TV. I would just utterly cringe. Like, cause it was just like I just didn't want to believe that our females thought that acting like that was okay, and that is for the black daughters of America as well. If they adopted such attitudes, then ain't no way any decent man is going to want to continue a community with that. And this is what I keep telling these stupid motherfuckers. I'm not trying to tell these dudes to go fuck white women. Shit, you fuck white women if you want. You fuck any woman. You fuck any woman. I don't care. But hey, if look. Here's the thing. If there are women who are upset about these very things going on, then just be better women for the guys. If you want to cut down on the dysfunction, just do what you got to do. If that's what you care about, of course. Shoot. Yeah, I made a video. Let's see. Venom G54. They choose to be concubines to their coworkers, bosses, randoms, and be liberated. Yeah, the illusion of sexual liberation. Sexual liberation. Is true sexual liberation when you do everything you can to protect yourself from getting a child involved. Then you can be liberated. Then is it then it becomes the 18-year plan once that happens. Raven Knight, I'm at my limit on the black community. I'm totally serious. These females are not changing one bit. Let the winter come. It needs to come. This time I have a shit ton of logs ready. Alrighty. Stay warm, guys. Stay warm. Lotus Scalper, the most a black man can hope for is his cooperation. They don't want to cooperate until they're 30 plus with a child, though. They oh man, these are facts. These are facts. It's all the same on the inside, no matter the race. Venom G54. I choose to be among the West is lost. The skin tone does not matter. Well, yeah, it's more skin tone. Unfortunately, is leading to is more of a virtue signaling thing now. It's not something that I believe that our people are too much taken seriously anymore. I still believe in it. A few select others still believe in it, but I understand that it's not enough at this point, and I dread on what I'm seeing, what I feel I'm going to see in the next 20 years or so. It is what it is. I'll say that much. It is what it is. But it's like the one of three things that in my life I want to be wrong about, but I don't think I'm wrong. I think that we are done. There is some ray of hope, but we really got to find it, and we got to want it to be there. If we're going to ignore it, then there is no hope. Period. And I don't blame a lot of you for being done. I don't. Some of us have given this place a chance over and over and over and over again, and it just keeps letting us down. I mean, the one thing that really keeps me in there, and I would say I'm pretty lucky to have in my life, is family. Is family. The family is something that really uh helps anyone gets through this dysfunction. I mentioned family before. And like I said, if you're a single man, if you're making money, you don't have any kids or anything like that, uh, you have to have a family member somewhere. Yeah, somebody you related to, your blood related to, that you care about. If you don't, I'm sorry, whatever happened to uh, mess up, excuse me, whatever family connection that you have. And then I do take into account a lot of people that are in these spaces, and depend on who they frequent, as far as who they watch and they listen to. I do understand that they are dysfunctional as well. Not every one of us are functional, critically thinking, sensible people. Not every one of us are. A lot of us do come to this space because things have been quite dysfunctional. Come here looking for answers because there are so many people that are afraid to give us those answers that we are so desperately seeking. It's nothing wrong if you just want to come have a casual conversation with one of us, and you guys feel as if you can't go anywhere else, then I'm cool with that kind of thing. I don't like I is it is what it is. Venom G54. I will say this: we can't discount the race variable. I mean, it still matters to the correct people. If we got on, like, the the delusional dream that I have is, what would a functional black community look like that had, like, if not completely devoid of the dysfunction, it was a very low amount of it. What would that community look like? I would love to see it before I pass away. But if I can just plant the seed, if others can just plant the seed, it will be good. But I understand that I am talking to some people that really tried to hang in there, who really tried to who really tried and tried, and continuously got let down. You know, maybe I'm talking to people like that. Just wait 1 second. Just bear with me one moment, people. You have been excellent thus far. This is one thing that I would say, y'all are pretty respectful. It's rare that I get disrespected. It's rare. Yeah, line in the winter. I'm about to address your comment in just one moment. Says, if that is a delusion, then any man that desires good for his people suffer from the same delusion. Yeah, yeah, we do. Yeah, yeah, it's pretty academic. Hybrid Impact 83. As long as the black community is a matriarchy and women don't want to relinquish the power given to them, it'll never improve. Can we start talking about who actually gave them that quote unquote power? I would say I really think that it was the previous generation of men that gave them that power. We didn't have to, but we did it anyway. All right, got a super chat. Mister, what's going on? Said that community would look similar to somewhere in Ethiopia and other African countries with strong family values. Hmm. All right. The truth as I know it, at Lotus Scalper, black men like myself require submission as a baseline requirement. She has to be submissive. It's all about what you require and demand for yourself despite cultural expectations. Huh? I like that. It's about what you require and demand for yourself despite cultural expectations. Because if you go by cultural expectations, you're going to get screwed. Raven Knight, she bred herself into the majority. Black men are now in the minority within a minority. We're in the end game now. All right, Stephen Strange. Yeah. We are. Yeah, like I swear in about 50, 60 years, uh, the only black people that's gonna pop up is like the ones that pop up in the recessive gene genetics because it's we can never be breed out though. I don't believe that black people can be bred out, but it seems like that we're trying. Married twice, both black women. Neither was worth the headaches, and all you can expect is parental alienation, disrespect, and betrayal. Wow. Look for those of you that watch and always say that men sharing their experiences and you got something negative to say about that, the tough titty. I'm sorry. This is the kind of shit that we go through. You know, well, I'm still with mine though. I'm not divorced, but this is the type of shit that black men go through. If you're that worried about what these men are saying, then just offer a better experience. We love great experiences. We black men love great experiences. We have all the fun in the world with the motherfuckers. Just be you have the choice to be that way. You don't have to be about X. Yo, Donnie, what's going on?
Man, I'm out here cooking up a storm right now, making steaks in the kitchen off a method you taught me. Trying to get my belly on full mode. What's going on, my man?
Oh shit, sounds delicious. Oh shit, nothing, man. I'm just talking about basically how we are dealing with our stereotypes and our dysfunction in our community, or in these spaces amongst our people. The way you want to look at it and how you angle it or whatever. So what's up? What do you think? How long have you been listening, and what do you think about the subject matter?
I literally just saw the link, so I hopped on. But in terms of stereotypes and the way we present ourselves, or the stereotypes is how we're seen by WS.
More along the lines of the first one. See, the point I'm trying to make is we as a people, we have to start dealing with this stuff. If this stuff is hindering us from being great or to reach our full potential as a people, we could either deal with our dysfunction or expressing the sentiment that quite a few uh, people in the chat are expressing and just let it go altogether. It's over with. What do you think?
Well, the problem is we've bought into our own stereotypes almost to the point to where we think that we should be stereotypical, and if you're not in a stereotypical fashion, um, um, then you're not black. So that's one of those humps we have to get over to, where we have to understand that black people, one, aren't all monolith, and two, um, you know, those particular stereotypes don't have to define us as people. We that's the first fucking hurdle we gotta get over.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Definitely. Definitely.
I mean,
Um,
how many times have you been told that you sound like a white boy?
plenty. Plenty. Like, and it's a damn shame because my skin color definitely says different.
Right. Like, what, nigga? I'm a white boy. You tell that to that officer when he picked me up and pulled me over.
Yeah. Yeah. It definitely means that whatever code that a lot of these people try to fake like we're on, we're obviously not. I mean, it'd be nice if we had a code like that. You know, we if you saw somebody that was of black skin, that you were able to give that person the benefit of the doubt right offhand, which does seem fair. But we deal with ignorant shit like that, which contributes to our dysfunction. Like it's like saying that those who are intelligent in our community need to be penalized, and that is definitely bullshit.
Well, again, that feeds into the stereotype. What is the stereotype of the typical average black man? He's over sexualized. So we are sex fiends. We are stupid. We're thugs, gangbangers, hoodlums, etc. None of this falls into the line of he could be intelligent, smart. One of the biggest insults I always feel that white people always throw around is what he's so articulate.
like you're not supposed to be. Yeah, like let me tell you something. One of my employers back when I was way younger saw the house that I lived in. They saw the house that I lived in. It was a regular ass house. They went back and told everyone that I stayed in a mansion. And I'll be getting to a point here in a minute.
Don't you
Um,
give?
no, no, I don't. I wouldn't consider it a mansion. But what I consider it a regular house. And then at one point, I drove a Dodge Caliber. When a white person saw it, it's like, wow, that's a really nice car. It's like, hell, like, god damn, like it's like he was surprised that I had a Dodge Caliber. Like, you seen a Dodge Caliber, right?
Yeah,
I
nice
mean,
car. Like
yeah, yeah, yeah. Like these guys were stereotyping me like I was supposed like they were blown away by my living situation. Like I said, my dad took pretty good care of the house. He was pretty handy around the house. He was a man's man when it came to house stuff. So I really appreciated the little sly compliment. But to act like that was a mansion, what it what do you consider a regular house is supposed to be to me? Like a carton, a box in a back alley or some shit like that.
car.
What the fuck is wrong with these folks? But
Well, you're supposed to be living in Section 8 projects, in somebody's basement. You're not supposed to be having a standard of living to where to where white people have to go, oh, do you belong in this neighborhood? So, automatically when they see you with anything more than they think you have, you're rich. You're a special Negro.
yeah, and by the way, in the present day, that neighborhood is shit right now. So whereas it might have been a mansion, which was it was a floor level house, like well, it was a 1 story. It was sitting on top of foundation. What do you call them things? Like they're made of
Uh,
brick.
the little stilts or whatever they lifts it off the ground
Yeah,
in case of floods.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It had that, but also,
And 15 bedrooms.
no, it didn't have that many bedrooms. I mean, it had like good. As soon as my dad stopped adding on to the house himself, I mean, he built like 3 more rooms and added to the house. Yeah, it was about 5.5 bedrooms. Yeah, big old
Man did
man
it right.
cave. Yeah, he did it right. He he customized the house the way he wanted to customize the house, and it was great to be able to observe that kind of thing growing up because yeah, I have a few skills in handiwork. I know what tool does what, and I know how to fix certain things here and there. I even know a little bit about working on a car, just a little bit, not to professional level or go in that deep with it. But if it makes sense, then I can pretty much do it. Uh, yeah, and what I just established is it helps to have a father around, you know, to show you these things and to keep you on your square. And that right there, it has less dysfunction to it. Both my parents were working, but my dad, he still took care of everything. I mean, having a presence like that, pretty much, we're doing everything we can, to put food on the table. The least you can do is be a good person. Yeah, that had definite impact on me. Period. Now I always give my parents their props. Just because a lot of people, other people, didn't have that shit. What are you blaming me for that? What are you blaming people like Donnie for that? People like Roger for that? People like Darth Skater for that? Why are you blaming? Why do y'all blame us for having level ass lives? We have balances. We have counterbalances. We
The
have
mindset, the mentality is I'm out here failing, I'm out here losing. We're in the same space. We both listening to the same people, or we both talking on the same panel. Nigga, you supposed to be broke too. You supposed to be indigent too.
oh no, fuck that. Because if you're an adult, you like I would say starting from 18 on up, whatever situation you're in, you got the chance very well to dig yourself out of it. I say 18 because in most states that's the legal age. You have the chance to dig yourself out of it. There are no excuses when you get to a certain age. I mean, even for people who came from dysfunctional situations, when you're grown, when you're an adult, you're able to step out in that world. There's opportunities for you to set that shit right. I mean, I understand that depending on how you're raised, that does have an impact on your life, especially if you were being abused, especially if you were being hurt in a very heinous way. I get that. I get where that may cause a mental, emotional, and psychological dysfunction. And then that right there would require professional health. But things that are within your realm of choice, suck it up and just use some common goddamn sense. Now, do we agree with some shit like that or do we disagree with it? But let me look at a couple of these comments down here. Urban Impact 83 says the media purposely shine a light on thugs, Pookie, and rapper as a representation of black men. Television and media have a hand in raising children, and they grow to stereotype black men. Yeah,
Yeah, because that's what's being pushed. The narrative is being pushed. Drinking, smoking, lean, skinny ass jeans, being irresponsible, 14, 15 kids wearing shades, hanging out at night, not being productive. Do you know any rappers, with the exception of a couple, what, like Kendrick Lamar, etc., who are talking about anything positive? Most of these rappers ain't talking about shit.
hell no.
They're not even really rapping at this point. Shit.
No, they're just saying some shit. They're saying some shit. They go along with a beat. They have to write it down so they remember it, and they're able to make it somehow into a hit. That's what it is. Venom G54, just simple conversation with non BW. I get compliments for intelligence and the feminine experience, much better treatment, not just viewed as an ATM dildo. BW usually just want to cheat on they man. Now, any of us with our experience with BWs, that's kind of true. I mean, like before I've gotten with the one I was with, I was with quite a few that were with somebody already. And I pretty much think that all of us were if we were dating like that. That, if we didn't have someone serious, even when some of us had somebody serious, we still boinked other men's girls. Let's not act like this shit doesn't happen. You
Oh yeah,
know,
there's plenty of extra ratchetness out here. It's just the culture has been pushed again back to the rappers. What do you have in terms of female rappers? There's no more ladies first chicks, right? Remember what Queen Latifah?
Queen Latifah. Then you had like you had types like MC Light. You had Moni Love.
right?
Which they didn't have to twerk. They just spit that shit. Like the brat. I mean, even though the brat was a different kind, I mean, still she was spitting. I mean,
Brad was the greatest female rapper, in my opinion.
yeah, even Eve to like Eve to a certain extent. Now, when you get into Lil Kim and Foxy Brown and those types, yeah, you got sexualized rapping then. But even then, those two were skillful in such. And I mean, like, there's nothing wrong with using some sexuality. Because I would use a better term, sensuality. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with sensuality. But with now what they doing right now, them bitches ain't really talking about shit, except for finessing motherfuckers. And
Exactly, and all of them really and truly hate themselves, right? Um, let's take it deeper than the lyrics, which are about busting the pussy wide open. Fucking, I'm gonna throw it back if his money's long enough. If he gonna do this, he gonna spend it. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do this. Right? What are their names now? Mulatto, China Doll. I saw Asian Kitty. like you, like these chicks are going out of their way, above and beyond, to disassociate themselves with black. They run around with these long lashes, blonde weaves, call themselves Asianness, Sukihana, anything to not be black. It's a
somebody
lot
got
going on. It's a hell of a dysfunction.
somebody got some Indian in me. Now, no, just because you wearing weave with Indian hair does not mean that you got Indian in you. So that's
Nigga, she
no.
was fucking last night of Indian, baby.
Herbert Impact 83, Remy Ma. Yeah, Remy Ma was good. Yeah, Remy Ma was good. Rod Digger. Yeah, he started to name something. Infantry skills. Solution on ways to finance projects or joint venture ideas that will benefit large number of black men long term. Let's brainstorm that. Brainstorm, you mean? Let's see. Truth as I know it. No Name is a female rapper who's dope. Check her out. I will put her up there with MC Light. Yep, unique flow and smooth as silk. You'll see.
Isn't that the chick that was low key trying to beef with calling herself beefing with what's the conscious rapper's name? J
J. Cole?
J J Cole. Yeah, I think No Name was the one who was talking about some. It's black girls out here dying, black LGBT out here dying, because he
Yeah.
said some shit about her Twitter. So she went on a tirade.
Oh yeah, so she tried to throw up virtue signals so somebody had noticed her and put her on. Like they did Macklemore and Ryan Lewis that time years ago. They throw up a virtue signal, yeah, they give them awards and they make their little money. But where are those guys now? But anyway, yeah, truth as I know it confirmed it. Yeah, that's her.
Yeah, I heard that good that shit. I didn't know who she was until I seen Black Twitter over there applying her for what I don't know.
Hybrid Impact 83, he says Young MA is pretty lyrical. Yeah, when she says stuff like she make me weak when she deep throat. Yeah, I got it.
Ooh.
But yeah, seriously though, Young M.A. is lyrical. Truth as I know it says she's an asshole, but she got cuts. Yeah, well, I mean, sometimes you got to call a spade a spade. But, I'm not surprised to hear that, she would say some stuff like that, of course. Hmm, but let's see.
Over the top with it.
Yeah, man. But, yeah, how we just got I know we got through talk about this, but how fucked up is it to penalize people for not being dysfunctional right offhand, like it being a bad look? Does it destroy your hope that a great community can be resurrected?
It lets me know we're broken spiritually, more so than just physically, right? Because when you break somebody in a spiritual sense, right? And this is what the plantation owners would do is they would have this big ass plantation. Now these niggas would not be in any links, chains, nothing, and they walking around, access to a horse. They ride from city to city with a little piece of paper, and they could be gone for a day or two, and then come back, right? And they never thought about escaping. That's when you are spiritually broken. So those descendants are running around here telling you that you shouldn't be anything more than what the white supremacist media puts out, which is a hood booger, stupid, dumb, a criminal, XYZ. So, I just consider those people the lost. And there's unfortunately way too many of those people that are lost. So it makes you lose hope oftentimes. But when I have these conversations with people like you, Roger, Shy, etc., any of the habitual line steppers, for instance, right? It makes me get a little bit of hope and lets me know that, at least my generation isn't completely lost. And I know that you have a child, I have a child, Shy has a daughter. The next generation has a chance.
Yeah, like I was saying, like if if we're done in this part of our generation, and it's just for us to use common sense, at least there's some hope for the next one. At least there is. We can plant the seeds at least. Hybrid Impact 83. No Name was trying to say J. Cole and other rappers weren't doing enough to protect black. What? Look. Here,
Yeah, you could probably pull it up, or at least the lyrics at some point. And it was a absolute horrible rap. But I remember Black Twitter just losing their damn mind.
mm, okay. Lotus Scalper. What do you think of what Lotus Scalper said down here? Unless the women change, nothing will change. So, do you think that the men can change or whatever we got to change? And let me put it like this. Let me use two words: proper leadership. Is the two words proper leadership just an excuse not to follow the leadership of black men?
Yeah,
Or okay,
it's an excuse. It is an excuse. Sorry, I'm still cooking, but yeah, no, it's a prime excuse. If you don't have to follow a black man, then everything can crumble around you. You can get with White Zaddy's program and keep it moving. And anytime somebody brings up, well, you chose, you made this decision, you did this, well, then you can go to the Cynthia G response of, well, why didn't black men build anything? Like we're not going through the same type of refresher. You just chose to abandon the ship, and
we
in
built
doing so, you screwed the
this
next
country.
generation.
We built this country voluntarily or involuntarily. People need to shut the fuck up talking about this building thing. And if you want to build something, give me some goddamn blueprints. Shut or otherwise, shut the fuck up. Like people like that's just a goalpost move. That's just making excuses for your dumbass attitude.
Yeah. That's it. But all too often, we come across that one,
Hmm.
and it's on a consistent basis. Real talk. If you leave the castle defenseless, it's easy to be taken over, right? This is why King always stays back. King is always there in order to protect everything and make sure everybody is good. But we're in a position now to where they can remove the king from the board. It's already game over.
Yeah, yeah. But I'll tell you this though, whatever the case may be, I'm a damn sure protect my immediate family, as in my wife and my child. I mean, any game, and this is for your son too. And I'm sure that Shy has done the same thing as well. Any game we can put our kids up on, we see all this BS and dysfunction going on out here. We can put our children up on games so they can avoid that dysfunction, like avoid it like the goddamn plague. Like we can equip them mentally with what they need to get through all of the dysfunction and the BS. And basically, is to avoid the dysfunction and avoid the BS.
Why would they ever do that?
Mm.
Why would they ever want to avoid the dysfunction and the BS?
Well, I was just saying for our children, you know.
We
Yeah.
understand that narrative, but you got to see a lot of these women purposely do not avoid the BS and the dysfunction because they claim victimhood, and victimhood allows them certain comforts. We'll go with it's an unfortunate truth, but I mean, think about it. Have a kid, man leaves you. Now you don't have to go out and pursue higher education. You don't have to be anything, so nobody expects anything of you because you're a single mother. In addition to that, what happens? You can go apply for what? Government assistance,
Mm.
food stamps, cash assistance, and live a good life until the kid's what, 18? A lot of people just don't want to do better because it's comfortable. They'll sacrifice their kids to do it. Did you see that I think it was a TikTok video where the chick was breaking down math and why she has kids with six different dudes and not six dudes by one dude, six kids by one dude.
Well, she'd rather have 6 kids by 6 dudes than by 6 kids by one dude. No, I haven't seen this. It sounds pretty fucked up, though.
Yeah,
What's going on?
she was like, I can get. What did she say? She was like, if I have six kids by one dude, I'm only gonna get like, let's say it was like under $1,000 or whatever the case was. And then she was like, but if I have six dudes with each kids each, that's she was like $600 each. Ching. She was like, I was like, oh, okay, bitch, you got it down to a science.
Yeah, and then like we they try to do this little damage control thing, like when they say dumb shit like that or shit that might actually be true, they'll say some things like it's not real or it's just trolling or anything. So, do you believe that when people say that, when they say dumb shit that immediately we run to say that it's just trolling or they're just playing, they're just trying to get under people's skin? Do you think that is to cover dysfunction? Or to contribute to dysfunction by letting it
Cover this
thrive.
function, cover it. They riding that shit into the mud, and it's pathetic.
Mm,
That's all it is, a cover up.
mm, that's all it is.
Oh, I was just trolling. No, no. CBS says otherwise. The courts say otherwise, ma'am.
Mm. Yeah. So I was just trolling. Like that's trolling is an excuse for just dysfunctional idiocy. Oh look, let me see. I got 61 likes, no dislikes. Wow, I can't play
You
my
ain't doing
sound.
something right.
I can't
You're
play
not
my
doing
sound.
something right.
Yeah, 61 likes. Yeah, that's pretty good for a broadcast like this. And you guys have made it all possible as well. I mean, 61 likes for 28 watching, that means that there's people dipping in and out. They're checking me out for a little bit. They're offering their like and say, "Hey, Kev, all I'm gonna do is come back later and watch the rest of it." And I really do appreciate that.
A good way to look at it. But
Yeah. When
I
well,
ain't tapping out, sir.
yeah, when are you gonna drop something else on YAS4W though?
Oh, I dropped one earlier today, so I guess one out there right now.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, go over there and check that out, and I will be placing that in my community tab as soon as I sign out, sir. So I
Oh yeah,
appreciate.
I
I,
dropped on Taiwan Woodley. Taiwan is my little brother would say.
all right. Yeah. So Village Arsonist TV. Yeah, he was saying something about Tyron Woodley earlier. So definitely check Donnie out. And yeah, enjoy your steaks, man. Enjoy your dinner. So yeah. So
Thank you, brother, and long live the habitual line steppers. I am out. Donnie
all right,
out.
Donnie out. Long live. Long live. So anyway, just I don't know. I'll just go ahead and I guess I'll go into my little final statement. And remember to, if you haven't, go ahead and hit the like button and just if it's your first time here, hit that subscribe button as well. And let's see, Victor McCrae, what's going on? Good to see you. He said through school and media programs since birth, we are all, hopefully the majority of us, see it at the age of 7, and why black women resent giving good brain to their mate. Oh, okay. Um, yeah. So social programming is a motherfucker. I mean, I think the reasons for social programming, I think that and it sounds, this is gonna sound a bit funny. Um, they might be radically different from what the effects are that we see. Like social programming, we just try to get them to basically buy our shit, you know. And the after effects is, you got more single moms, you got more alphabet people, you got, I mean, just this little shit that seemingly has breaks us down quite a bit. Not to say that I don't accept, other people and the way they do things. It's just that we can, we go for the little mind fucks, and I think that, and I believe that I have not really touched on how television and media really programs us into dysfunction. Like, but some of you in the chat, a couple of you in the chat said earlier how the media seems to have an impact on the way that we view ourselves, and for some reason all of it's negative. What you won't find is imagery that is strong, family oriented. I mean, as far as tokenization and such, you probably can bring up imagery such as presented in the show Blackish. But that to show a functioning black family, but of course, they put the mixed spin on it, and then it kind of became like not so blackish. But I mean, just listen up, just listen up. It A lot of this shit, as far as the dysfunction and the imagery that we choose to accept, because there is so, and I repeatedly said this, there is so much information out there to counteract this, to the point where it's our fault whatever happens. We're pretty much all adults at this point, and we have survived this infestation of dysfunction. But at the same time, it's up to us to use common sense to get around that bullshit. And for those of us who have kids, we're going to strive to keep going for the right things to do and to get past all of this dysfunction. Now, what exactly the dysfunction is, we have conversations about this all the time. So just go to some of my past broadcasts, and I covered a lot of this stuff quite frequently. And Roger and Donnie, we have touched on these subjects as well. So just check us out. Check as we continue to have these eye-opening conversations in these great broadcasts. And I'm not saying it's great because I think it's great. I'm saying it's great because this is what a lot of you in the chat and who watch me each week has been saying. So it's confirmed. It's confirmed. So let me read. Let me read a lot of these. Let me read some of these last comments here before we hit the road. Venom G54 from Adina Howard to Cardi B. The mainstream media has brainwashed black women to be the worst version of females. Yeah, and it does seem that way. It's just like every time we do something as black people, we do it at the absolute biggest, worst level we can do it. And then we get all whiny about it when someone starts to say, hey, start to associate that kind of behavior with being black. This kind of discussion was an attempt to say, hey, you know what? We need to get away from that shit. We need to get away from all these stereotypes. Truth as I know it. Watch Black as Fuck on Netflix from start to finish. A great family comedy. Okay, yeah, definitely. Just because you say the truth as I know it, I will check it out. And come to think of it, I'll binge watch it and I'll do a review of it on the Black Dimension. So yeah, oh yeah, definitely check us out on the Black Dimension. Our Shang Chi broadcast will be tomorrow. Shang Chi comes out Friday, and you know we love Marvel films over there. So yeah, I also yeah I will be checking out Black as Fuck and subscribe to the Black Dimension. Uh, a line in the winter, not for us, they won't. I don't see how anyone can discount the impact that TV has on our self actualization. They try, they try. They're very dismissive of it. A lot of people say, you know, that's kind of shit that just have to stop that TV shit. But you know, as a way of being dismissive. But yeah, it TV, like media, whatever media that is available to us, and they dress it up in such an expensive package so you'll accept it. Whatever the media throws in front of us, and whatever media is available that they do throw in front of us, when they say it, we automatically believe that's it. How do you, why do y'all think that that the liberal democratic narrative is so potent within us? Because that's what we have accepted, that we're too scared to push against the TV narrative that contributes to our dysfunction because they make it look so damn cool. Is it Sir Anthony at Venom G5 for a good call, pointing out Adina Howard? That's a Gen X fail. Yeah, yeah. Adina Howard, I was actually shit. I actually had a CD. I like the fact that she showed her ass on the album cover. I just love Adina Howard, man, for real. I thought she was incredibly gorgeous. But hey, you know what? Yesterday's WAP. Shit, Oaktown 357. Listen to Oaktown 357. Juicy got you crazy. Try to get out of your head that they used to deal with MC Hammer. For those of y'all who remember that. Juicy's got you crazy. That song was definitely yesterday's WAP. It was yesterday's WAP. And then like, cause I was like, damn, I used to really like their music, you know, me being a young guy, you know, at the time. I mean, like I said, whatever was on came on TV, you know, we were heavily into Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince also. But when Hammer was at the height of his career, and we had Oaktown 357, you know, they put out this song called Juicy Got You Crazy. And if you listen to that song, it is about them using sex and using their little wet vaginas to get what they want out of these dudes. So so yeah, truth is I know it. Oaktown 357 had a great album. And notice they had to remake and rewrite all those songs they made videos for because they had members they had a couple members leave. So, you know, the video that's why the video versions of the songs were different from the album itself. But yeah, it was, you know, yeah, Oaktown 357 had their little thing going. They were that rap act that, you know, had to dance and rap at the same time like a lot of these guys did back in the day. You know, except for the real like the MCs like, you know, Eric B and Rakim and, you know, EPMD, Nice and Smooth. I don't know. I think Nice and Smooth tried. No, they did. They weren't dancers. But let's see, Sir Anthony. I appreciate Adina Howard's physical beauty, but looking back, can see the bigger picture. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I guess. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, shit. She was in a love triangle with Wanye Morris and I think Brandy. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah, she was a freak in the morning, freak in the evening. Yeah, she was all that. But yeah, I think I'm gonna sign out. Look, listen up, man. Look, we can't attack everybody who calls out dysfunction. You know, we can't attack everybody like that. And it gets to the point where, you know, we as black men have observed that we have been so lackadaisical in trying to do stuff about the dysfunction that a lot of us have really given up. We've gone black pill. We've gone with these acronym movements like MGTOW and IPMORE. You know, we've gone with the yeah, the big one, SYSBM. We've gone with these ideologies because it seems as if we don't want to do anything as a people, as a collective, about our dysfunction. So a lot of us would rather disassociate ourselves, because there are too many of us that have accepted the worst versions and would rather be dismissive because we feel like that other groups are looking, or you know we want to romanticize this grand idea that everything is a-okay. But let's let's just think about that. And also, when you think of Kev, just think of me as one person that is producing these broadcasts that you know, try to produce somewhat of some constructive dialogue. It ain't always about shitting all over each other, or, wanting the dysfunction to continue. Because definitely, do you really feel like that people who call themselves, like especially these content creators that say they calling black men out or whatever, do you really believe that they want the dysfunction to end? Especially in these little pro-black whackety whack sectors, do you think that they want dysfunction to end? Do you? Do they want it, or do they want the dysfunction to continue so they can continue to produce content that is dysfunctional within itself? You need to challenge everyone that is on that bullshit, and ask them, do they really want this dysfunction to end? Do they want these stereotypes to stop being perpetuated? And just listen to how they answer, and then make your assessment from there. If you want to continue to listen to those people, hey, it's your freedom to do so. But I just want to give you a head start. Uh, you might be disappointed at what you find. So look at that, three nope answers. And Ivan Reed, what's going on? Salute to Ivan Reed. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and end it right here. You guys in the chat have been great. Thanks for the once again for the displays of intelligence that you guys show in the levels of maturity that you guys show each and every week to my program. Thank you for being respectful in that manner. And we, as critically thinking black men, we can always get through this bullshit. Don't ever worry about that. Don't ever listen to the haters, because we got haters inside and outside this motherfucking race. And I've said this before, and I say this again, and I'll say it again. Save the cooperative. You don't have to dismiss every black female. You don't have to dismiss every one of them. There are still good ones there, but it's just that the bad ones continue to overshadow them. And for me to point that out is nothing about me hating my race. Uh, hating my people, wanting to see my people do bad. I want to see my people do good, at least at least by the time I'm 85 years old. I mean, sooner would be nice, but shit, at least 85 if I'm still living and breathing. Shit, I mean, that ain't too much to ask. But anyway, um, all right, that's it. It's time. The show's over. Uh, And thank you for once again tuning in on another great weekend. And remember, I am going to start doing these shows around more prime time hours. I usually go on late, but to tell you the truth, by the end of those late shows, I'm so pooped and tired to the point where I can't even end them properly. And also just being considerate of my audience who has various activities that they undertake each day. So, just to give them a chance to be able to catch these broadcasts live. And and unlike the other two broadcasts, which I had to private, I'll go ahead and leave this up. I'm going to probably put one of the other broadcasts back up too. But anyway, thank you for tuning in once again. Like I said, this is Kev. This is Black Men Being Brutally Honest. Long live the habitual line steppers. In Kev we trust. See y'all next Saturday. Oh yeah, and I'll probably drop a couple of B and BBH news stories as well. So be on the lookout. Thanks for your continued support. Goodbye for now.